Hi, boys and girls. So our reading skills for today, we are in Unit 9, Lesson 18. How do I say 18 the say 10 way? I know it's not math. I know it's reading. Come on, how do we say it? Right, we say 10, 8. Right, the say 10 way. All right, back to reading. All right, our learning goals. First, reviewing our tricky sight words. All right, we're just going to go over a quick review. All right, now number 2, I'm going to introduce a vocabulary word for our new story. Now, actually, I'm going to read the story on Zoom today, on Monday. So if you are doing this activity earlier on Monday morning before 11, you'll notice that you'll get the vocabulary word, but the story is going to be read to you on Zoom today. Okay? And then we're going to play a Eraser Man's Stickman game, okay? That goes with our story. Our last thing we're going to do is a little activity called, you know that word, what? The question. And what we're going to be working on is actually making sure that when we ask a question, that it's really a question. So I'm actually going to be giving you some answers, and you have to think of a question. All right, let's go review some tricky sight words. All right, I'm going to point and you yell it out, okay? Give a big yell because you know these words. Ready? Right. Once. Says. There. Opposite of there. Here. When. Said. Let's try a few more. All right. This time, why don't we use our monster voice to say them, okay? All right, get your monster voice ready. What are, where, which, were, last one, why. You got it. All right, let's introduce our vocabulary word for our new Zach and Ann story. All right, so when we think about asking questions, we know that questions are something you ask and they need an answer eventually. We know that questions end with this. What is that? Yes, it's a question mark. So I have some of our tricky words here that are actually question words. Can you say them? Ready, go. Right, why, which, where, what, when. So I'm thinking I'm going to give you an answer, all right? And I want you to think of a possible question you could ask starting with one of these words, all right? So here comes your word. Here comes your answer word. Ready? What's the answer going to be? I know I always tell you answer in a sentence, but this is just a one word. Right, that word is spring. So you think about the season of spring. All right, look at your question words. Press pause and think of a question you can ask that the answer is going to be spring. All right, press pause. Okay, did you get your question? All right, let's hear one. Ooh, that was a good one. I heard somebody say, they used the word what, and they said, what season comes after winter? Spring. Right, what season comes after winter? Yeah, spring. All right, let's try another one. Okay, are you ready for the answer? Here's what the answer is going to look like. All right, I'm going to place it down. Can you read it? Right. In a bed. So that's the answer. Your job is to come up with a question that would answer that. In a bed. And let's try and use the word where. Okay? So think of a question that can start with the word where that when you answer it, it's in a bed? Yeah, did you just say, where do you sleep? Yeah, where do you sleep? Where do you sleep? In a bed. So asking a question, where do you sleep, is a question, and the answer would be like, I sleep in a bed. All right, let's try another one. Okay, here's your next answer. The answer to the question you're going to figure out, the answer is, yeah, 6, like the number 6, okay? So think about a question that if you asked it, somebody would have to answer 6. How about like, what number is 1 more than 5? Would my answer be 6? Yeah. What number is 1 more than 5? Okay, can you think of another one? Ooh, yeah, going the opposite, yeah. What number is 1 less than 7? 6. Can you think of any more? Ooh, I heard somebody use a number, a word that I don't have up here, but it is definitely a question word. I heard somebody say how. Yeah, how many pieces of candy do you have? How many pieces of candy do you have? Yeah, 6. Ooh, great job on that one. Okay, so boys and girls, if you tuned into Zoom today, you probably, this is after 11 o'clock, then you already heard me read our next Zach and Ann story. If it's before 11 o'clock, then you already know what our next Zach and Ann story is. Okay? So tomorrow, Tuesday, you're going to have some questions to answer about it. So that will be the day that I send the Zach and Ann story to you. So I hope you're all able to join me on Zoom. I'm going to show you what your work looks like today. Okay, boys and girls, in your work today for reading skills, you're working with some of your sight words. You're working with Mrs. Hannigan's mistake, were, here, and to. So again, you're going to fill in the sentences with the word that fits best. And on the second page, you have the words no, there, and are to work on the sentences. All right, do your best. Go get them.